If I could go back to being 18, there are 7 things I would tell myself. Not because I knew nothing back then, but because I thought I knew everything. At 18, I thought success was about money. I thought I needed to prove myself. I thought I needed everyone to believe in me. And I thought I had plenty of time. Now, I'm 23. I'm still young. I still don't have everything figured out. But I've made enough mistakes to understand that some lessons are better learned early. So if you're 18, 19, or even 20, this video is for you. Here are the 7 things I wish someone had told me when I was 18. First and foremost, nobody is coming to save you. That is probably the hardest lesson. Nobody is coming to save you, not your parents, not your friends, not your girlfriend or boyfriend, and definitely not some magical opportunity that's going to suddenly change your life. People can help you, people can support you, but nobody can live your life for you. There were times when I waited for someone to give me an opportunity. I waited for someone to understand me. I waited for someone to believe in me. And eventually, I realized something. Waiting doesn't change your life. Taking responsibility does. The moment you stop asking, why isn't anyone helping me? And start asking, what can I do with what I have right now? Your life starts to change. You may not have money. You may not have connections. You may not have experience, but you still have today. And that's enough to start. Second, your time is more valuable than your money. When you're 18, you probably think money is your biggest problem. I used to think that too. But when you get older, you realize that money can't come back. Time doesn't. You can lose money and make money, but you can never get yesterday back. That's why I wish I had taken my time more seriously. Every day, you are investing your time somewhere, into your phone, into entertainment, into other people, into your education, into your health, or into your future. And whether you realize it or not, those investments are creating the person you are going to become. So don't just ask, how much money am I making? Ask, where is my time going? Because your future is being built with your hours. Third, being busy doesn't mean you're making progress. This one took me a long time to understand. Being busy feels productive. You wake up early, you answer messages, you work all day, you study, you make plans, you go to meetings, and at the end of the day, you're exhausted. So you think, I must be making progress. Not necessarily. You can spend 10 hours moving in the wrong direction. The real question isn't how busy am I, am I getting closer to what I want to be? Sometimes 1 hour of focused work is more valuable than 10 hours of meaningless activity. Learn to distinguish movement from progress. Because running in circles is still running, but you're not getting anywhere. 4. Learn how to sell. If I could give my 18-year-old self one practical skill to learn earlier, it would be sales. And I'm not talking about convincing people to buy things they don't need. I'm talking about communication, understanding people, presenting an idea, negotiating, building trust, explaining why something matters. Everywhere you go, you're selling something. When you apply for a job, you're selling yourself. When you start a business, you're selling a solution. When you ask someone to believe in your idea, you're selling a vision. Even when you're trying to build a relationship, you're communicating your value. You don't have to become a salesperson, but you should learn how persuasion works. Because the ability to communicate your value can change your entire life. Fifth, stop trying to be liked by everyone. When you're young, being accepted feels extremely important. You want people to like you. You don't want to disappoint anyone. You don't want people to talk badly about you. So sometimes you become a version of yourself that everyone else is comfortable with it. But here's the problem. If everyone likes you, you may not actually be being yourself. As you grow older, you'll realize something. Some people will misunderstand you. Some people will dislike you. Some people will leave, and that's okay. You don't need everyone. You need the right people. The goal isn't to be liked by everybody. The goal is to become someone you respect. Sixth, your environment matters more than you think. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. What do they talk about? What do they care about? What are they trying to achieve? What do they believe is possible? Because whether you like it or not, your environment is teaching you what is normal. If everyone around you is constantly complaining becomes more normal. If everyone around you is learning, building, and taking risks, growth becomes normal. You don't have to abandon your old friends, but you should be careful about who you allow to influence your future. Sometimes changing your life starts with changing the room you're sitting in. Seventh, you don't need to have your life figured out at 18. This might be the most important one. At 18, I thought I needed a plan, a perfect career, a perfect relationship, a perfect future. But life doesn't work like that. You don't discover your path by thinking about it forever. You discover it by trying things. You try something, you fail, you learn, you try something else. You meet people, you change your mind, you start again. That's not failure, that's life. At 18, you're not supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to explore. So don't panic if you don't know what you're doing. Just don't use certainty as an excuse to do nothing. If I could sit down with my 18-year-old self for 5 minutes, I wouldn't tell him exactly what career to choose. I wouldn't tell him exactly how much money he would make. I wouldn't tell him which mistake to avoid. I would probably tell him this: you have more time than you think, but don't waste it. You don't need everyone to believe in you, but you need to believe enough in yourself to start. You will fail, you will lose people, you will make terrible decisions, and sometimes you'll feel completely lost. But that's okay, because you're not supposed to have your entire life figured out at 18. You're supposed to build it, one decision at a time. So, if you're 18 right now, don't be afraid of getting it wrong. Be afraid of never trying. And one day, when you're 22, 25, or 30, I hope you can look at yourself and say, I'm glad you started. If this video helped you in any way, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.